Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 3 between Temessin Cake and Oak and Hebrew. Game number 1, Oak taking it. Game number 2, it looked like Oak took it. We replayed from a position.
Yep.
And there was it was just a terrible play from Oak, not recalling all those stalkers when they got surrounded. He had the energy to do so. And that's all she wrote.
That Oak saying it all, Chad. Believe it or not, that build actually works a lot on ladder. I can see it. Surprise Mothership would probably fuck with a lot of people. I can totally see that happening. Because nobody is crazy enough to do it. Mr. MaximusBlack,
yeah,
hit me up with the sound of getting surprised mothershipped.
The fuck?
Up here in the top right-hand side of Dusk Towers, we have the man, the myth, the legend who attempted such a extraordinary thing as a 5-minute mothership, Oak and Hebrew. And down the bottom left, we have the man who came back with some miraculous... Well, to be fair, he had some help from Oak, not recalling at all.
Yeah.
There was a lot of opportunity for Oak to be totally fine there. Regardless, he won the last game, and now he is back in it to win it. It is Temessin Cake the Red Terran. We have a TVT for the first time since the first round. So prepare for good old-fashioned Terran creep.
Yep. And you know what? There'll be people that'll say that the guy cheated or was doing whatever.
He cheated because he said his computer crashed, then waited, you know, just long enough to get a replay to go back in and then see it in the last second, and then on layer tech build an overseer, because that's not normal.
Well, here's the thing. This is a fun tournament. This isn't WCS. This is a LAGTV fun tournament. It's a community-based tournament. We're just having a good time. We're going to take people's word for it, and that's all there is to it. At the end of the day, everyone leaves a winner. It's entertainment. It called for an entertaining, finale for that game in particular. It's lots to discuss. It was crazy. We got to see the mothership.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's what it is.
Well,
Take it for what it's worth.
There's always one game where people are like, that's definitely rigged.
It doesn't matter. It really does. If it is or if it isn't, it doesn't matter.
No.
It really doesn't matter.
Even if it was Oak through when
that was fuck. Oh, that would have been so sick if you would have got it out of there.
Fancy. No, that was still all on Oak. Oak just had to recall and he was fine.
Yep.
Like that, he had
it was on Oak.
He had like 12 stalkers in a fucking mothership, and he sat there and got wrecked by a bunch of links. So I mean, it is what it is, and there's some nice transfuse on overseers that he had at layer tech, because that's normal. Anyway, new game, TVT. We're not going to see motherships. We're not going to see any lings. We're going to get to see what these two gentlemen have in their tanks as Terrans, so to speak. And right now, for the most part, nobody's doing anything particularly crazy.
Well, we've got 3 Racks Factory. We've got an expansion for both. Oak, that is, 3 Racks Factory. We've got 111 here from Temessin Cake. Probably going to go right into Banshees. No, actually, he's going to get 2 reactors, and it looks like he's going to go Liberators. Okay. I'm cool with that. Liberators are just good, period, so I'm never angry about that. He doesn't... Where's his Racks at? Does he even have a Racks in his base? Where's his Racks? Oh, there it is.
That's right there.
Derp, derp. He's going to have to get a tech lab and start stim at some point. He's going to double pump those Liberators, getting out some more Hellions. Meanwhile, up top here, the 3 Racks, sorry. 1 factory, 1 starport. Just pumping out Marines. Both players scanning at the exact same time, showing all the cards for both players. 44 supply to 50. Let's take a look at the SCVs. 32 to 29, relatively even. I'm sure the income is about even as well. We do have stim. No, not stim. Combat shields going for Oak first. And Liberators are good, but in this position, I don't know how much damage he's really going to do. The big damage will be getting those SCVs off the mineral line and just getting an economy advantage in that aspect. But with all these Marines out already, it's going to be really tough to do any type of significant damage.
With combat shield, is it still 1 hit?
Oh, they should be dying in 1 hit.
Yeah. So regardless, but even then, combat shield tells you that he's got defense in mind anyway. So there it is. He's waiting for Liberators. because, I mean, shit, it's a TVT. You know what's going to happen. He's still going to move out of the way. There's a Viking, and he is in siege position. That's going to give that Viking some time to poke it in the face. And
he's going to lose this lib.
He's going to lose it. He's just going to leave it there while another sets up shop at the other side, but not going to get anything again. And Tumescent Cake just not able to get anything to happen with those Freedom Birds.
Yeah, he needs to just back off. And both players did a scan, so he knew exactly what he was doing, prepared perfectly for it, got out the Viking. I don't even think he lost a damn SCV from that. And that is 2 Liberators. That's 300 gas, 300 minerals gone that quick with no damage. I mean, he still got one of them alive, but did no damage. That could have been money that was going into tech, upgrades, and expansion. And just because of that, Tumescent Cake is behind. Even though he has a supply lead in terms of tech, he is really behind, actually.
Oh, yeah. No, he's got a long way to claw himself back up in terms of tech. And really, I mean, he made that attempt, but like I said, Oak took the opportunity to play defense. Mm-hmm. And in this case, in a TVT with the Freedom Birds, and on this map specifically, not a lot of leeway for the Freedom Birds to really get at the mineral line, especially against another Terran. And so, Oak really just showing a little bit of confidence there in his ability to hold that. Now he's taking the chance to move out of his base and possibly secure yet another mineral patch.
Yeah, I mean, these Hellions just not going to do much. Sure, the army looks bigger, but I don't think it's a better army, so to speak. Is the third happening here? It's not even going down yet for Oak, and we do have a third going down here for Tumescent Cake. He's going to siege up. Obviously, these are going to be turned into Hellbats at some point. It's got a nice that every Terran loves to put that tank up there. It's a perfect spot for it.
If you don't put one there, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. It's good.
That's just a free. That is a free high ground, excellent tank to have in place that helps secure that base very easily.
We have no medevacs in production yet for Tumescent. He's putting all of that into Vikings instead. He does have his third up. So yeah, the army was looking stronger for Oak and Hebrew just because the Hellions wouldn't do much against the tanks. But now that his third is way ahead, mules are already collecting minerals. He is sieged up here. He's got the Vikings just in case Oak does come down. Tumescent now in the lead. He is now in the lead. He's got the economy. Sure, he doesn't have the medevacs, but I really don't think he'll be able to do much with these medevacs. He's most certainly not going to be able to drop. Turrets are going all over the place. There's a lot of Vikings out on the map. There's a scan. He sees it. It's going to be a pure mech build. More factories going down. This is scary. It's like Oak and Hebrew got a lot of tech early on, but didn't do a whole lot with it.
No, he didn't convert it into a heck of a lot of action, and now he's allowed
pay for it.
Tumescent to get back into it on his own. And because Tumescent was more invested in economy and not necessarily his tech, because nothing happened with Oak and Hebrew, he caught up anyway, and now he's ahead because of the base differential, and Oak is kind of forced to try and make something happen here. He's going to try a split where he drops on one side and forces the front. Front's going to do dick all. He might as well not even bother. That's a waste. That turret is going to stop that anyway. So at this point, I mean, Oak could be dangerous here. He's going to need to start dropping these. Yeah, and he does immediately.
Oh, there we go. Vikings versus Vikings. Some Marines stimming down there in the low ground. Good control from Oak there, dropping, stimming, getting those Vikings in position, and now he's just going to back off. He knows that this is just not going to work. I love the racks placement there. He's using that as basically like an observer, just going to sit over there and try and intercept any type of drops that come by. Still sitting pretty here for both players. 143 supply to 132. Upgrades, +1 weapons here for Oak. And down here for all the mech, we have nothing so far. But this is a scary army. And when these turn into Hellbats, it's going to be even scarier. We do have a fourth going down for Oak and Hebrew. I would have thought for sure that Tumescent would have been the guy, would have been the one that got the fourth before Oak, just because his economy was so much better. He had better positioning. So I like the fact that Oak is making up for lost time by getting a preemptive fourth. And he's probably just going to set up shop here and try and get the economy lead in the next 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, it looks like Oak is actually going to invest more in the ground game than the mech game, and I think that's probably a decent idea for him right now because Tumescent is so heavily invested. Oof. That's a huge pickup for Oak, and he is continuing to pick it up. Something fierce, getting a lot of Viking kills
what?
here.
And you know what? There's nothing here that can stop this except the Liberators. He needs to spread these Vikings. He needs to spread the Vikings. He doesn't want to focus on those Vikings. He wants to get rid of those Liberators because the AoE is strong, and he's going to get rid of all the air, and just like that.
That's enormous.
Oh, massive.
He's just eradicated the only anti-air on the field there for Tumescent, and Tumescent, that is a boatload of minerals.
Now he's going to push up.
And this is a beautiful opportunity. Not even Liberators there to stop him, and this is going to be a close to A-move scenario for Oak and Hebrew, and with some decent splitting on his Marines, he could do a hell of a lot of damage, if not take the game right here.
Well, he's only got 3 siege tanks. Those will deal massive damage to this bio, but with a good stim and with those medevacs there, this could be huge. These are not Hellbats right now. He's going to siege up. He's going to scan against another siege, but these Marines are going to be in some doo-doo butter. All those Hellions are getting shreked very quickly. He takes a horrible engagement, loses all of his bio, and he's going to be able to sit back here, but his entire bio army just got wrecked in seconds, and he's going to lose his medevacs. Thor taking out another siege tank, and just a terrible engagement for Oak and Hebrew.
What he really needed to do there is that he knows, I think, like any time a Terran is going to attack a frontal assault, especially against another Terran here, is that he has to throw in a couple of Marines or something into a medevac and drop it in on the tanks of the opposite Terran. He has to be able to split up the fire of those tanks, and he didn't get to split his Marines before he ate all those tank shells.
He just ate it all.
And it eradicated his entire front line immediately. There was an opportunity there for him as well during all of that to simply stim up that ramp, but he sieged his own tanks first in the hope to get a couple of attacks in, and that gave his cards away. All Tumescent did was back up, siege up, and wiped out everything on the front line for Oaken, and now we have a bit of a soft reset where everybody's digging into the sand and waiting for the next move.
I honestly believe that the best move there was to do nothing. He could have just sat out base, he had his 4th, he could have just kept macroing, he grabbed his 5th, he would have never been able to just walk down here. He had so much bio, so much tanks, he could have just put down more production, but instead he took a fight. There's a lot of Thors, guys, and siege tanks. The siege tanks are not sieged up. We've got a decent spread back here, but this is a very, very scary army. He's stutter-stepping his way up. All the siege tanks and Thors crush, and now he's forced to go back, and he's going to have to siege up back here. That attack, man, when he lost all that bio, I really believe he should have just sat out here and waited. When you're in a TBT matchup, it just takes one bad engagement. Even though you've got a huge lead, one bad engagement, you can't remax like you can with Zerg. You can't even remax like you can with Protoss, where you can just warp in a bunch of units to re-engage. Once these units, these long production units, die, it takes time to reinforce, and this is not a fight he wants to take. He's going to lose everything. I think he's pretty much given up at this point, and it looks like Tumescent Cake is going to be able to push forward, and at this stage, looks like he's in it pretty much to win this.
He's in a very good win state right now. Tumescent should probably back up and take the same kind of positioning that his opponent just had, but instead he's trying to take it in the mid-map. There's no high ground, there's no nothing separating him. He's going to get a couple of free Hellion kills, and that might be enough to deter Tumescent to just try and move right into it, but I mean, Tumescent...
This is a scary army,
Again,
dude.
like I said before, sometimes, especially at TBT, there is a time to siege and there's a time to unsiege. And for Tumescent, he has so many tanks that he could just A-move into this shit and very likely take out all of that. Instead, he's going to play it a bit safer. He's going to take a little bit of a detour and chase off that what is that, 5th base. Send that off. He's going to take it out with his Vikings. He's going to take the position of the mid-map. And he's going to do what Oak and Hebrew should have done before, and that is camp outside of here and take the economic advantage, shut down how many bases Oak and Hebrew can actually maintain at any given time, and take the economy for himself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's doing exactly what his opponent should have done way down there, and since his opponent made that mistake, now the 4th is up. Now the 5th is up. He's going to be able to transfer this over to the gold very shortly. This is just bad news bears. He's stimming like crazy. It's it'll get to the point where he's gonna have so much that it's really not gonna matter. He's gonna wear his opponent down. He's not going to be able to sit on these bases much longer. No minerals pretty much left there. No minerals left there. This is going to become scarce. This is really the only thing that he's got going for him right now, when he's got so many mules happening. Eventually, Oak and Hebrew is going to have to push out, and he's going to have to push out into this. And if he doesn't do that, he's just going to bleed himself dry, and he's going to keep taking more and more positions on the map. And, I mean, it'll be a long game for us, but it'll be even a longer game for Oak, because it's going to be a slow and painful death.
Yeah, Oak has now got himself in an awkward position where he actually just needs to like do some sort of crazy drop game. But unfortunately, Tumessen's going to have so much money that he's going to have turrets and everything everywhere. It's going to be a very difficult and not as speedy in and out because of those turrets. Like we're seeing here, he had to drop outside the base and walk in. So he's going to be able to get some damage done here and there, but it's going to be a lot slower and a lot easier for Tumessen to do something about in the meanwhile. But this is also all Oak really has right now.
Oh my god, look at the concave. He's coming at every angle. It's not the greatest angle to have, though, because nothing's sieged, and these 4 tanks in behind, and I think he just literally went in simply because of this bio over here, and he was like, shit, I need to attack, I need to do something, and
it's
Oak and Hebrew.
You never know who's gonna throw, ladies and gentlemen.
Oak takes a... what the fuck is going on here? And now he's got nothing. Now he's going to be able to go in here and do even more damage. No planetary fortresses are down. He doesn't have any more units. Yes, we do have some Hellions coming out, but this is not good. He's going to counter at him.
Well, I mean, this is an opportunity for him to take back at the very least the positioning and turn the tables on him, because with those drops he had before, regardless of how slow they were, it allowed him to crawl back just how much of an economic advantage Tumessen Cake had. And now, again, he can do what he should have done before, then what Tumessen did, and now he has a chance to do it again. So, will it happen this time, or will he overextend and throw himself into an awkward situation in which Tumessen has the opportunity to come back because the food is even? And this is a nice move. I like this. I like the high ground pick. Shuts down the base.
It's very cute.
Gives him another opportunity because he needs anything and everything he can get his hands on right now to be able to build up his own army again after that last engagement.
Yeah, I mean, Tumessen really needs to take this, take it over here. He needs to take this, start spreading it over here. He needs to just get more bases. He's lost this area. Yes, he's got more siege tanks, but will Oak and Hebrew take yet another bad engagement? These guys have been throwing back and forth, although I can see the psyche. I know why he took that engagement, because he was taking so much damage down here. He felt as though he could have went in and ended it, especially with that spread.
He thought that Oak split his army up to do
too much,
but in reality, he just had a medevac full of Marines.
That was it. That was the show, and all those tanks were sieged. There wasn't a whole lot that he could do about it, and he doesn't even have upgrades on top of this. I mean, look at the upgrade difference: 3-1 to 0-0, and he's still managing to pull this off. A nice Hellion run by.
No, that's gonna suck.
Coming for Tumessen. He is gonna clean up this mineral line, and it is a brew frame Hellion all day long. This is a good game. This is a solid game.
A very good game. Both gentlemen pumping out as much as they can with the economic situations that they've been given, and Oak, I feel like, needed to be doing a little more with his economic situation, because he's currently... Oh, God! Oh, shit!
Well, talk about economy.
He's going to want a little bit of that Bernie Sanders socialism if you're going to get out of this in one piece, because right now he's getting absolutely reamed.
8 SCVs to 63. That was absolutely huge.
And again, the tables turn once more because not enough preparation.
Oh my God, look at this.
The butthole is sour.
Look at this. I've never seen Hellions just wreck face like that.
Well, when they're upgraded 3-1.
145 supply to 89. The upgrades are really kicking in. They have kicked in. They have gone all the way. They've donkey punched right in the sack. And it's pretty much going to be GG because of it.
Man.
I mean, if the upgrades were even right now, this game would be even crazier.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Oak and Hebrew does not believe in upgrades.
OMG. We've got him sieged up here. Still, Hellion's not going to want to go into a bunch of siege tanks.
Or we're going to see a repeat of the last engagement.
Again.
This time, Tumessen doing, again, what should have been done by Oaken, and that is build a godforsaken planetary fortress. Barbecue time. Barbecue time.
Oh my goodness.
In and out. Let's take a quick look at that income tab, Mr. Black. I want to see what's going on right now.
That paints the story right there.
Tumescent is just crippled with economy as his opponent, despite having taken large losses, is climbing back in the Hellions, giving him the huge advantage. And with the upgrades, I mean, that by itself is just going to do a lot.
Ooh, he did a lot of damage there. 41 SCVs in total gone.
Yeah, it's the drop, but at the same time, the Hellions are keeping his game down.
What a game.
He has not built any planetary fortresses. If he is not upgrading yet, I swear to God, Oak and Hebrew, please.
Nope.
Please.
No upgrades.
Just please. Anything.
Wow.
Shit, Protoss shields would be fun right now. Anything you can get your hands on.
I actually think this might be it. I feel as though he actually could A-move into this. He's got 4 Thors here. Why not just play it smart? I like him playing smart here and just waiting this out. He's bleeding his opponent dry.
Here's the thing, Mr. Black, is that they only choose to play smart for about 3 to 5 seconds at a time, and then they kind of throw that shit out the window. So we'll see if he can continue to play it smart for as long as he can. He's going to throw away a couple of Vikings. He needs those Vikings for the tank range, unless he plans on throwing away all of his mule power into scans. Right now, Tumescent's sitting on an absolutely astonishing amount of minerals and gas.
Yep.
Needs to keep that up right now. If he, I mean, shit.
He's got a planetary over here, thank God. I mean, finally, drops won't be able to wreck everything, but he's going to lose a lot more over this way, and he's going to be forced to bring over some Hellions and a Thor to stop this. He's going to have enough very easily to stop this, but buying a little bit more time. He's never going to allow him to have all this. And this store is going to have some dinner.
Oak and Hebrew picking up free SCVs. Or, no, sorry, Tumescent picking up free SCVs.
165 supply, though,
I mean,
84,
there's only so much, right, that he can do at this point.
This is actually a really nice engagement here for Oak.
Don't do that, though. That's dangerous. No. Okay, now, yeah, he saw that. He said, wait, no, that's poor life choice. Oh, God, back up. Wrong way! Wrong way, you fool!
That's
you just had such a sweet pick. This is actually nasty, though. This is actually nasty. Those tanks are going to be able to do a lot, and he drops those
Thor,
Vikings.
though, from behind, he can drop the Vikings. This might be game. This might be game right here, guys.
Oh, my God.
This might be game right here, and it is.
The 3 more tanks are going to come up. They're going to be able to help clean the last of that up as well. There it is. Again. Woo! You know what won that game?
Woo! Upgrades?
Upgrades, period.
Yeah.
Because it sure shit wasn't play.
No, it was
upgrades all day.
Yep.
That was what won the game for Cake. That's all that it was. It wasn't necessarily that one played it substantially better than the other. All it was Oak refused to invest in any upgrades whatsoever, except for his upgrades for Marines. I believe he had maybe +1 or so on his Marines. That's as far as he took it. That lost him the game because he was given many opportunities, much as Cake was, on several occasions to pull it back, but Cake takes it, and he is 1 game away.
Yeah.
From taking it all.
Yeah, it's 2-1 right now in the series. We're going to jump into game number 3, but before we do, I want to give a quick shout-out to our sponsor, JORD Woodwatch. Please, if you guys are watching this on Twitch, show us some love for that game. I mean, go and sign up, at least for that.
That was good.
It's worth. First name, email address, random watch, and Twitch username, click submit entry. You won't be spammed or anything like that. If you want to join the newsletter, you can, but, you know, don't. And then click submit entry. There it is. If you're watching this on YouTube, there will be a link to this exact page. You can do it as well for a $150 JORD Woodwatch gift card. And make sure to go check out their watches. They make a great gift, and you can get one for yourself. They're very reasonably priced for the quality that you get, and you can use the promo code BOUS for 5% off. Big thank you. Awesome, awesome game. We're going to be jumping into game number 4.
Yeah.
Right after this. Sit, tizzity.